right, Aries, let's get into your reading. So, the message coming in strong today is this, and it carries a weight that is unmistakable. This person looks at you and feels deep in their bones that you are everything to them. The message is clear. You are my best friend and my lover. I am everything in one. I need you in my life, and that is not something they say lightly. It runs deep. This person has reached a settled place within themselves, a knowing, where life without you makes no sense. You fill a space in their heart that nobody else has ever occupied, not even close to it. It is not just romance or companionship. It is a complete merging of both, and that overwhelms them. And the reason this message lands so heavily today is because every card on the table confirms it. There is no doubt in this spread, no mixed signals, just pure clarity about what you mean. They have weighed everything, measured the distance and the risk, and they still chose you without flinching. That kind of certainty does not come from infatuation. It comes from a bond tested over time. The proof of that bond sits right here in this spread, and the first card speaks the loudest. So the first card I have for you is the Lovers, and this confirms the entire energy immediately. The Lover says this connection is not built on surface attraction. It reaches far beyond the obvious. A bond like this touches every single layer, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, all of it. This card does not appear for ordinary connections. It only arrives when the universe recognizes something rare. What this reveals is powerful because this person chose you deliberately, with full conviction and certainty. They did not stumble into this. They walked toward you with open eyes and zero hesitation. The Lovers also tells me this person treasures the duality in what you share, and they protect it. You are the one they confide in at midnight, and the one whose touch still electrifies them. They crave the deep conversations at 2 in the morning, and the silent comfort of your presence. That rare fusion of intimacy and companionship, that balance, is exactly what makes this untouchable in their eyes. Nobody else has ever offered them both, and they are fully aware of how rare that makes you. The Lovers does not lie, and what it confirms here is a love built on genuine friendship first. The next card coming through is the Ten of Cups, and it speaks to overwhelming fulfillment. Ten of Cups confirms this person sees you as their emotional home, their harbor when seas get rough. You are not just a chapter in their story, you are the entire narrative they want to live. Everything about the way they feel for you is layered. It covers friendship and romance and devotion. That is exactly what the message conveys. You are their best friend and their lover, woven into one. The fulfillment here is undeniable because this card does not surface unless the emotional well overflows completely. What this card also reveals is that this person has stopped searching for anything outside of you. The wandering is finished, the questioning is done, and every path they walked has circled back to you. They feel whole when you are present, and they feel a visible emptiness when you pull away. You have become the axis their entire emotional world revolves around, and they would not change a thing. That is the emotional gravity this card carries, and it is placed directly on top of your name. This kind of love does not fade with distance. It only grows louder the further apart you drift. Then we have the King of Wands, and this brings a fierce fire to everything between you both. King of Wands says this person is not passive about wanting you. They pursue you with intention. Their desire for you is not lukewarm. It burns with a steady, relentless devotion that refuses to fade. This person sees themselves as your protector, your confidant, and your greatest advocate, all wrapped in one. They are not waiting for permission to love you. They are already doing it with everything they have. The drive behind this card is about commitment arriving with action, not just sweet words or promises. They mean every single thing they are telling you. Now, let us come in close and talk about what has been sitting on your heart lately. You've been carrying something incredibly heavy inside, and you have not told a single soul about it. There is a tension between what you want to believe and what your mind keeps questioning endlessly. You feel it in your chest, that pull between hope and the fear of getting it wrong. Part of you wants to surrender completely, and another stubborn part keeps building walls just in case. You have been overthinking every detail, replaying conversations, and searching for meaning in the smallest gestures. The truth is, you already know how you feel, but admitting it out loud terrifies you. Because once you say it, once you let it breathe, there is no pulling those words back. You have spent so long being the strong one, the steady one, the one who never cracks. And underneath all of that composure, a longing lives so deep, it almost scares you sometimes. You are exhausted from pretending it does not consume you, because it does, every single day. Your mind tells you to wait, to be careful, to guard yourself, but your heart refuses to listen. So the first card for you is the Queen of Swords, and she speaks directly to this. The Queen of Swords confirms that your mind has been in overdrive, analyzing everything from every angle. You have been protecting yourself, thinking through what is ultimately a pure matter of faith. The Queen does not judge you for that. She understands the need to guard your own peace. But what she also reveals is that the armor you wear is now feeling heavier than the risk. You are tired of calculating, tired of measuring every word, and you just want to feel freely. The clarity you seek will not come from your head. It is going to come from your chest. And somewhere deep down, you already know that. You have just been too afraid to trust it. The Queen of Swords is not asking you to abandon logic. She is asking you to balance it. Let the mind advise, but let the heart lead, because the heart has been right this entire time. The next card here is the Four of Wands, and it shifts the energy towards something warmer. Four of Wands says that despite all the noise in your head, your spirit already feels at home. You have already built something meaningful. Whether you see it clearly yet or not, it is there. The foundation beneath your feet is more solid, more real than your anxiety wants you to believe. You keep waiting for undeniable proof, for a sign, but it has been right in front of you. Four of Wands confirms that celebration is not something you need to earn. It is yours to claim. You have poured so much of yourself into holding everything together, and you forget to receive in return. The stability you crave is not missing. It exists. You have just been too guarded to accept it. Your heart knows exactly where it belongs, and every hesitation is just old fear dressed as common sense. You do not need more evidence. You need the courage to accept what your intuition has been whispering. The final card here is the Ace of Cups, and it pours, a wave of raw emotional truth. Ace of Cups says your heart is ready, more ready than your mind has allowed you to acknowledge. A new emotional beginning sits at the edge of your life, and it waits for your permission. All you need is to stop resisting, stop analyzing, and let yourself fall into what feels right. The love you have been questioning is not something you imagined. It is not a projection or fantasy. It is real, it is mutual, and the only wall between you and it is your own doubt. The Ace of Cups does not arrive unless the heart is genuinely open, and yours is wide open. You may not feel brave, but every card here confirms you are braver than you give yourself credit. The walls you built were never permanent. They were meant to hold you until you felt safe enough. And now the cards are gently telling you it is finally safe to let those walls come down. You deserve to be held the way you hold everyone else, and it starts with being seen. Your heart has been speaking this entire time, and every card confirms it has been right all along. Okay, let us go deeper into this and talk about what is happening inside of this person. What they're holding on to is something they have never quite felt before, and it consumes them. This person has been wrestling with emotions, fierce ones, that refuse to fit into any box they recognize. They look at you, and their entire chest tightens because what they feel defies their own understanding. They did not plan for this. They did not see it coming, and that unsettles them deeply. The depth of what they carry for you, it has completely shaken the version of themselves they trusted. They have tried to rationalize it, tried to shrink it down, but it simply will not shrink. This person lies awake, replaying moments with you, dissecting every word you have ever spoken to them. They hold on to the smallest details, a glance you gave them once, and it still haunts their thoughts. Their pride keeps them composed on the surface, but underneath that mask, an entire storm is raging. They are terrified of how vulnerable you make them, because nobody has ever reached this layer before. They would rather endure the ache in silence than risk saying the wrong thing and losing you. So the first card for this part is the Moon, and it reveals their hidden emotional landscape. The Moon confirms that this person navigates through fog, unsure of how to process what lives inside them. They are caught between illusion and truth, wondering if what they feel could possibly be reciprocated fully. Fear of rejection sits heavy on their shoulders, and it colors every decision they make regarding you. The Moon shows a person who feels intensely but expresses cautiously, always measuring the risk before speaking. They rehearse conversations with you inside their head, planning what to say, then swallowing it entirely. What scares them most is not the feeling itself, it is the possibility of losing you over it. The moon does not surface for shallow emotions. It only appears when the undercurrent is overwhelmingly intense. That undercurrent has become a tidal wave for them, one they can no longer pretend does not exist. And still they hold it in, convinced that silence protects what fragile ground you both stand upon. The next card arriving is the Knight of Pentacles, and it reveals how they process their devotion. Knight of Pentacles says this person expresses love through consistency, through showing up, not grand declarations. They are the kind of soul who remembers the little things, your preferences, your habits, your unspoken needs. Every quiet act of service they offer is a confession, disguised carefully as something ordinary and routine. They do not announce their loyalty, they demonstrate it daily through patience and unwavering, steady presence. When they check on you, when they ask how your day unfolded, that is their dialect of devotion. The Knight of Pentacles moves slowly, but every step is deliberate and soaked in genuine emotional weight. This person is not flashy about their affection, but the depth behind each gesture is staggering to witness. Their patience is not indifference, it is strategy. They want to earn your trust before claiming anything. They have been building toward you quietly, constructing a foundation you may not fully recognize just yet. The final card here is the Six of Cups, and it carries an emotional tenderness that runs deep. Six of Cups says this person connects to you through nostalgia, through memories that feel sacred and untouchable. They think about the first time they truly noticed you, and that memory still warms their entire body. There is an innocence to how they love you, something pure that existed before logic ever got involved. The Six of Cups reveals someone who associates you with comfort, with safety, with a feeling of home. You remind them of something they lost once, a tenderness they believed the world had stripped from them. Being near you restores a part of them they assumed was gone, and that restoration terrifies and heals. The Six of Cups does not arrive for temporary attractions. It arrives for connections rooted in something timeless. Their inner world is consumed by you. Every corner of their mind has your fingerprints painted across it. So let us see what the cards are showing about the moves this person is about to make. Because the energy has shifted, and what was once still and frozen is now beginning to crack open. This person has reached the edge of their own patience, and they are done sitting with indecision. A switch has flipped inside of them recently, and the momentum behind it is picking up speed fast. They have spent enough time circling what they want, and now they are preparing to act on it. The hesitation that once defined their actions is dissolving, replaced by a quiet but fierce determination. You will notice a change in how they approach you, a directness that was not there before. They will stop hinting, stop dancing around the edges, and start laying their cards on the table. The days of coded language and careful distance are numbered, because they have made a decision internally. That decision is you, and everything that comes next is them figuring out how to demonstrate that. So the first card here is the Eight of Wands, and it confirms that rapid movement is incoming. Eight of Wands says the waiting period is officially ending, and the energy between you accelerates dramatically. This card brings swift action, sudden clarity, and the kind of momentum that cannot be slowed or reversed. Expect messages to arrive faster, conversations to deepen quickly, and the space between you to shrink noticeably. Eight of Wands does not creep in gradually. It lands with force and changes the entire dynamic overnight. This person is about to reach out in a way that leaves absolutely no room for misinterpretation. Whether it comes through a call, a text, or a conversation face to face, it is arriving soon. Eight of Wands clears every obstacle that once blocked communication, and the path forward is now wide open. They are rehearsing less and acting more because something inside of them snapped and surrender won the battle. The overthinking chapter has closed for them, and what replaces it is focused and deliberate forward motion. You may already be sensing subtle shifts in their tone, in how they position themselves around you lately. They are testing the waters with small gestures first, gauging your reaction before making the bigger move. But make no mistake, the bigger move is already decided. They are simply choosing the right moment. This person is not approaching you casually. They are approaching you with a plan and a clear destination. Every interaction from this point is intentional. Every word measured, not from fear, but from purpose. The direction has been chosen, and there is no turning back from the path they have committed to. The next card is the Emperor, and it confirms that this person is stepping into their authority fully. The Emperor says they are done being passive, done watching from the sidelines, and ready to lead. This card represents structure, decisiveness, and the willingness to build something real with their two hands. The Emperor does not ask permission. He acts with conviction and follows through on every single commitment. This person is preparing to take full ownership of their feelings and to present them to you directly. They are organizing their thoughts, choosing their words with precision, and bracing themselves for full vulnerability. The Emperor energy here is not controlling. It is protective. They want to lead this towards something lasting. They are building a framework for a future that includes you, and every decision they make reflects that. This is not impulsive movement. This is calculated, patient action, rooted in certainty about what they want. The Emperor confirms they are ready to become the person you deserve, not just who they were before. Both cards together tell the same story: speed paired with structure, urgency paired with intentional planning. This person moves toward you deliberately, with the kind of clarity that only arrives after deep resolution. The next chapter between you both is not distant. It is close, closer than you might even realize. They are coming for you, not recklessly, but deliberately, with a steady hand and unshakable purpose. What unfolds next will not be subtle, and when it arrives, you will know exactly what it means. Now let us go ahead and dive into the part they will never willingly say out loud. Beneath every composed word and measured silence, there is a confession burning inside of them constantly. This person carries a secret so tender, so raw, that even thinking about it makes them tremble. What they hide from you is not doubt. It is the sheer magnitude of how consumed they are. They are terrified that if you saw the full scope of it, you simply would not believe them. The truth they bury deepest is this: they have never loved anyone the way they love you. That admission, even silently inside their own mind, destabilizes everything they thought they understood about themselves. They compare every past connection to what they feel with you, and nothing has ever come close. Every relationship before you feels like a rough draft, and you are the version they were writing toward. They will never tell you this directly because the vulnerability required would completely and permanently undo them. But in quiet moments alone, when the noise of the world fades, they whisper your name softly. It escapes their lips involuntarily, like breathing, and they catch themselves wondering when you became this essential. So the first card here is the High Priestess, and she guards the deepest layer of their truth. The High Priestess confirms that this person holds sacred knowledge about their feelings, and they refuse to share. They know exactly what they want. They have known for longer than they would ever admit to you. The High Priestess reveals a person sitting with profound certainty, yet cloaking it in deliberate mystery. They do not hide because they are unsure. They hide because the truth feels too enormous to release. If they told you everything on their tongue, it would rewrite the entire story between you both. The High Priestess also shows that this person dreams about you in ways that would completely shock you. Not surface fantasies, but visions of a shared life, mornings together, routines built around each other silently. They have imagined the mundane details already: grocery runs with you, lazy afternoons, your laugh filling their kitchen. That depth of domestic vision reveals with stunning clarity how far past infatuation they have quietly traveled. The High Priestess does not appear for casual attractions. She surfaces only when the soul itself is invested. And this person's soul has been invested in you patiently, devotedly, long before you ever suspected it. The next card is the Nine of Cups, and it unlocks the hidden wishes they guard most fiercely. Nine of Cups is the wish card, and what this person wishes for above everything else is you. Not a version of you or an idea, but the raw, unfiltered reality of who you are. They want your flaws, your moods, your difficult days. They want the parts you think nobody could love. The Nine of Cups confirms that their deepest desire is not just romance, it is complete emotional fusion. They want to be the first voice when something breaks and the last whisper before you drift asleep. They secretly wish you could read their mind, because then you would finally understand what words cannot capture. The weight of what they carry is so dense, so layered, that language itself falls short every time. Nine of Cups also reveals a person who has made private bargains with the universe, specifically about you. They have asked silently, in their own way, for one genuine chance to prove what lives inside them. That wish is not casual or passing. It sits at the center of their chest like an altar. Everything they suppress publicly lives in that sacred private space, and your name is carved deep into it. The confession they will never speak is that you have already ruined them for anyone who follows. No future connection could replicate what you stir in them, and they accepted that truth long ago. They do not just want you in their life, they want to dissolve every boundary between your worlds. They want mornings that belong to both of you, silence that feels full, and a love without limits. Both cards confirm the same buried truth: a person drowning in devotion they have no outlet for. Okay, let us see what the near future holds for you and this connection moving forward. The cards are not finished speaking, and what they reveal next carries a promise worth holding on to. So the first card for the near future is the Star, and it radiates pure healing and renewal. The Star confirms that emotional restoration is approaching, one that will soften everything between you both gently. The tension that has been building, the unspoken weight between you, it begins to dissolve very soon. The Star brings clarity after confusion, hope after hesitation, and light into spaces that once felt too dark. In the near future, expect a shift in the atmosphere around this connection that feels almost miraculous. Conversations will flow easier, walls will lower naturally, and the distance that existed starts closing on its own. The Star does not promise perfection, but it promises alignment, and that alignment is headed straight toward you. A peace about this situation will settle over you, one you have not felt in a long time. The next card is the Two of Cups, and it confirms that mutual recognition is finally arriving openly. Two of Cups says you will both reach a turning point, a moment where truth finally surfaces. This card represents the merging of two hearts on equal ground. No games and no pretending anymore. The Two of Cups is a mirror, and when it appears, both souls finally see each other clearly. What arrives in the near future is not forced. It unfolds naturally because the timing has fully ripened. Both cards together confirm that the next chapter is one of openness, honesty, and deep mutual union. Now, the advice the cards offer you is this: do not rush what is already in motion. Let the energy unfold at its natural pace. Trust that what belongs to you will not pass you. Stop searching for guarantees because the cards across this entire reading have already confirmed everything. Your only task is to remain open, remain soft, and let yourself be reached when the moment comes. Do not rebuild the walls that are finally coming down, even if vulnerability makes your chest feel tight. The bravest thing you can do is stay exactly where you are, heart open and arms unguarded. Trust your intuition over your anxiety, because your intuition has been whispering the truth this entire time. And when this person steps forward with everything they carry, receive it without questioning its sincerity. So let us bring the message back one final time, because it ties every card together beautifully. The message was, you are my best friend and my lover. I am all of that in one. I need you in my life. And every card on this table has echoed that same exact truth. That message is not wishful thinking, not projection. It is the living, breathing pulse of this connection. The lovers confirmed a bond merging friendship and romance. The Ten of Cups validated deep emotional fulfillment. The King of Wands brought fierce devotion. The Queen of Swords reflected your mind battling your own heart. Four of Wands showed solid foundation beneath you. An Ace of Cups confirmed your heart is ready. The Moon exposed the fog this person navigates silently. The Knight of Pentacles showed their quiet, steady loyalty. The Six of Cups revealed a sacred, nostalgic tenderness. The Eight of Wands confirmed rapid movement toward you. The Emperor brought structured, decisive action. The High Priestess guarded their deepest confessions, spoken only in silence. The Nine of Cups held their secret wish for you. The Star now promises healing and beautiful renewal. And the Two of Cups seals it all with mutual recognition, two hearts finally meeting on equal ground. All six parts have spoken the same language. This connection is real, and it is entirely yours. There is nothing left to question, nothing left to doubt, and nothing standing between you and this truth. So as we close, I want you to carry one thing with you above everything else today. You are deeply and completely loved in ways that have not been spoken yet, but are absolutely true. This person sees you as their entire world wrapped into one soul, and that is not changing. So the first card for the near future is the Star, and it radiates pure healing and renewal. The Star confirms that emotional restoration is approaching, one that will soften everything between you both gently. The tension that has been building, the unspoken weight between you, it begins to dissolve very soon. The Star brings clarity after confusion, hope after hesitation, and light into spaces that once felt too dark. In the near future, expect a shift in the atmosphere around this connection that feels almost miraculous. Conversations will flow easier, walls will lower naturally, and the distance that existed starts closing on its own. The Star does not promise perfection, but it promises alignment, and that alignment is headed straight toward you. A peace about this situation will settle over you, one you have not felt in a long time. The next card is the Two of Cups, and it confirms that mutual recognition is finally arriving openly. Two of Cups says you will both reach a turning point, a moment where truth finally surfaces. This card represents the merging